How often do you catch yourself saying, I should probably work on that? That'd be better for my health, be a lot more productive, but I don't have the time, I don't have the emotional bandwidth to focus on this, but it's something that needs to get done. Probably more often than we'd like to admit. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to share with you the techniques that I used in order to regain 16 hours of my week. Yeah, 16 hours. It wasn't something that was extremely difficult, but that's like a part-time job right there. It doesn't mean that I'm necessarily utilizing all 16 hours to be super productive. No, but at least I'm more intentional with my time. Now, if you share my struggle, you probably spend more time on this than you'd like to. You see, apps are designed to capture as much time and attention from us as possible. In fact, we're not even intending to spend that much time. It's effectively getting robbed from us. How many times do you go on your phone and you're like, okay, it's just gonna be a 5-10 minute break? Ends up being an hour. It happens a couple times a day. And then you stay up a little bit later than you should scrolling on your phone. And then when you actually take a look at the results, you go, I did not intend to spend that much time on my phone. Now, I didn't know exactly how much time I was spending, how much of it was productive versus wasting my time. I just simply knew that there was one app in particular that was causing me grief, and that was Instagram. See, I'd go on there in order to do something productive, message a few people, but then all of a sudden, you just see a catchy video. And then next thing you know, you're just going and going, and you're like, it got me again. So here's the approach that I took that saved me 16 hours a week. Number one, I identified the app that I thought that was causing me the most grief. I was able to look on my phone. It said, yep, you're spending the most time on this app. I'm like, that makes sense. It matches up. The next step, I created a document in which I list out every single day how much time I spent on this app. Now, I didn't make any changes. I just simply wanted to capture that data, kind of like a scientist. I wanted to see what was it before. I'm going to implement a new technique to make a change, and let's see what happens afterwards. In fact, I'll be showing you that exact document very soon. And before I get into the nitty-gritty, tracking is just one of the 7 different techniques that I utilize on a day-to-day basis in order to improve my self-discipline. In fact, I did a self-discipline video right up here. A little black bar thing's gonna appear. So if you're curious and you wanna implement some of those techniques in your life, definitely check that out. Okay, so now it's time to share with you my document so you can see firsthand how I was able to track it, what that looks like, and the actual improvement. So on the left-hand side, you can see here is the dates, as well as how much time specifically I spent on Instagram. I added all the totals on a weekly basis. So when I first started tracking, it was 28 hours. And then I divide by 7 just to see how much on average I'm spending a day, which is 4 hours. So I did this again for another week. I didn't change anything, and you can see still 3.9. So it wasn't just 1 week or 1 day really threw it off. It is a pattern. It's a bad habit. And it wasn't until roughly July 30th that I implemented a new technique in order to cut down the time. What did I do? I said to myself, okay, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., I will no longer go on Instagram. If it's outside of that time, I can do it. I can do what I need to do, just keep it very limited, try to go to bed on time. If I run into any obstacles, well, then I need to adjust. But this is when I started to implement it. And as you can tell, I went down to an average of 3.3. But this was not an accurate reflection because I started later in the week. I didn't really want to get super technical and numbery on you. So here is a great example as to what the benefit is. This was a full week as to where I really was mindful, brought that number down to about an hour and a half, or 12 hours a week. So when we first started just tracking, I was at 28 hours. Now I'm at 12. Now you can see right here, I'm still continuing to track. The numbers are a little bit off just simply because I haven't completed out the week, but we're on track to do very well. So there you go. Those are measurable, real results that I'm showing from my own personal life in which I was able to regain 16 hours a week. That's practically a part-time job. I have no excuse then to put that towards a good habit. All of a sudden, now I have the opportunity to work on my diet, work out, put more time on my business, go to bed on time. It's up to me. So in the world of people saying, yes, I need to spend less time on my phone, that's what you should do as well, I wanted to show a real life example as to how I did it. That these are real results. And now I'm no longer going to find myself in a situation where I'm like, I kind of feel like scrolling more. But now that I know the actual results, this motivates me to continue further and also think about how else I can spend my time. But these are the things that I'm working on. But I'm curious to hear what are some of the things that you're working on or would like to work on. Is there a specific video topic that I can cover that you think would really help you out? Let me know in the comments section. I'll see you in the next video.